All right, team, video number one. So, what we're going to cover today is motivation. So, motivation is a big thing that people are always searching for. They want to be constantly motivated and they get upset or annoyed when they don't feel motivated. And the thing with motivation is it actually just comes and goes. You know, it's almost a bit of a myth because some days we're going to feel motivated, other days we're definitely not going to feel motivated. For myself, like, there's like maybe 5 out of 7 days where I sort of feel motivated, probably even less than that really. Some days I just can't be bothered at all, but what will actually get you going long term is actually finding your real reasons why you want to do what you want to do, why you want to achieve your goals, why you want to improve, and why this stuff is important to you, and that will give you your reason to essentially be not need motivation because you have that constant drive. So one of the factors for this is you got to decide whether you're going to be motivated by external things. So these could be, or intrinsic things, which are things that are internal. And the difference between these is external things are like, I'd like a new car, or I'd like to, be healthier so that I get a good body, so that more people like me, or it might be that I want to win the golden shares so that people think I'm cool or something like that. I have more money. Intrinsic things are completely different because external things are determined by other people and what they think of you. And those motivations often disappear when you realize that actually not that important. So when you go to having internal things or intrinsic things, they're actually way, way more meaningful, and they have a lot of purpose, and they'll give you a lot of drive. So an example of that could be that you want to win the golden shares because you want to represent your family in a positive way so that, your future family or your kids, your parents, your neighborhood, everyone can be inspired and empowered by you and think, man, if he can do it, I can do this, And that's a real deep internal driver. It could be another one could also that you just really want to prove to yourself that, when you put your mind to something that you can actually do this. Another one could be that you seen a family member go through a health issue and you really, really don't want to put your family or your kids or anything like that through that thing. So it gives you this internal drive to make sure that you're healthy so that you can not go through the same path, rather than just being like, I want to get healthy so that I look better, and stuff like that, which is external. So both of these, I guess, motivators, they are good. Like, external motivators are good. Like, we always want to be perceived in a good light in society. But having those internal motivators and those internal drivers are going to be way, way more powerful. And generally what happens when you got an external motivator is that when the going gets tough, like that new car, or or having a better body, or winning a competition just purely for like status is not really going to drive you as much as something like doing it to make your family proud, or doing it to just make yourself proud. They're completely different drivers. So basically what I want you to do today and for this week is really have a good long think about what are your internal drivers, what are your reasons why you want to be improving yourself, what are these reasons why that's what's going to get you out of bed in the morning, what is the number one thing that if you had that one reason to, when you're sitting on the couch and you're like, man, I just can't be fucked. I just want to stay here. I want to sit down. I don't want to do this. What is that one thing that when you think about hard enough, you're like, shit, actually, no, I'm doing this because of this. And it gets you off that couch and it gets you doing it, because in the end, motivation is going to come and go, Some days we're going to wake up and be like, yeah, it's not even hard. You just bounce out the door and you're away. Other days you're not going to be wanting to do anything at all. So having those internal drivers are going to be really important. So that's this week's mission, is get a piece of paper, or do a video like this and write down and video what your why is. Like, have a really good think about that. Take the time with this, because if you can get this and if you can figure it out, and it might not happen straight away, but once you do, you'll never need motivation again. And still, like, you know, that drive, that motivation, that drive to get out of bed is going to be up and down all day. But the more you can tap into that why and that intrinsic motivator, the more motivated you're going to be pretty much every day. Sweet, guys. So, yeah, get that done this week. Write it down, do a video of it, post it to the group, or keep it somewhere for yourself so that you can look back on. These things are very, very powerful, very important to do, because when you look back at this stuff over time, you're like, okay, shit, yeah, you just start to see that, you know, all these little things add up and they make a big difference over time. So that's video 1, guys. Get into it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to hear your why. It's what drives me. I really love seeing people be at their best. It's one of my biggest reasons why I do this. I just love seeing people break through those plateaus and find their real reasons why they want to be healthier or fitter or stronger or just improve their life. It gives me a deep, it makes me really happy, to be honest, and it keeps me going and it keeps me motivated, because, you know, this is a tough job. It might seem like fun being in the gym all day, but, you know, you deal with a lot, and you're up early in the morning, you know, you're up at 4:30 in the morning, you do late nights. Some days you just cannot be bothered. Like, I spend all day in the gym, so I don't generally want to train all the time, but just seeing all your stories and seeing the progress that people can make when they apply themselves to stuff like this and situations is definitely one of the biggest reasons why I do this. So I'd love to hear your stories, guys. I'd love to hear your why. Get that down. Make sure you make a big effort on this. You have to be a bit vulnerable. You know, you have to put yourself out there, and that's one of the biggest things about being at your best and with your mindset is allowing yourself to have that growth mindset, to actually know that you want to improve and give yourself the best opportunity. Sweet, guys. Let's go. Week 1.